some development experts, entrepreneurship is the lifeblood of most thriving modern economies. It has also been described as a catalyst for inclusive growth and sustainable development. Micro, small, and medium enterprises in Nigeria today account for about 50% of Nigeria's GDP. They play major roles in delivering socio-economic growth that is more inclusive and sustainable, and they operate across various segments of the economy. This explains why the Bank of Industry (BOI) is collaborating with the Lagos Business School (LBS) to assist entrepreneurs across the country. The bank recently signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with LBS to provide entrepreneurship and business management training, technical training, apprenticeship and mentoring programs, and most importantly, access to market for young and aspiring entrepreneurs by setting up an Entrepreneurship Innovation Center at the Pan-Atlantic University. The program is designed to run in the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. The maiden edition took off in Lagos, which is the center for the participants in the Southwest Zone. To ensure that the aims and objectives of the initiatives are achieved, a governing body comprising industry experts was recently inaugurated by BOI's Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Olukayode Pitan, in Lagos. Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of BOI Impact, which I would like you to watch and disseminate its content to potential beneficiaries of the Center's entrepreneurship capacity building programs. I am Hadiza Olaoshibiko, who will start with the inauguration and MOU signing by BOI and LBS. Don't go away. The Entrepreneurship Innovation Center, EIC, is a collaborative initiative of the Bank of Industry and Lagos Business School established to provide extensive training and support to transform emerging entrepreneurs into successful and sustainable impact-driven business leaders who will create jobs and transform society.
The management of BOI.
Speaking at the signing ceremony of the MOU and inauguration of the Governing Council, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Bank of Industry, Mr. Olukayode Pitan, said the partnership will build the capacity of the entrepreneurs.
The management of BOI, as well as that of Pan-Atlantic University, have both approved the co-creation and implementation of the BOI-LBS Entrepreneurship Development Program, EDP, to facilitate MSME development and youth empowerment across the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. The thrust of the program shall encompass entrepreneurship and business management training, technical training, skills acquisition, apprenticeship, mentoring, and access to markets. The BOI-LBS EDP shall be implemented by LBS through strategic partnership with private and public tertiary institutions across the 6 geopolitical zones to provide readily available training facilities and faculties. Trailblazing private businesses across the 6 geopolitical zones that will provide technical trainings, apprenticeship mentoring, as well as access to market opportunities for the trainees.
The Dean Lagos Business School, Professor Chris Ugbechi, represented by the school's Chief Operating Officer, said the initiative will be of great impact.
Would like to first of all acknowledge the confidence that BOI has reposed in LBS. On behalf of myself and my colleagues, and also speaking for the Dean, what we can assure you is that that confidence we will not misplace. We do not take it lightly, and would like to assure yourself, your management team, and your board that the standards of performance, the standards of behavior that we have always been known as LBS, and which has stood us in the stead that society now recognizes, we will ensure that we bring to this project. I personally feel very excited about the opportunity that this presents for us to make a huge difference in society.
The Director, Entrepreneurship Innovation Center, Dr. Henrietta Onwogbuze, said the program will bring about transformational change in the Nigerian economy.
The dream is that within the next 5 years, Nigeria will be a better place because of this project that we have started, because we're going to be focused on developing not just entrepreneurs, but impact-driven entrepreneurs who will seek to use the problems we have in this country as business opportunities, such that they are transforming society as well as creating wealth and alleviating poverty. That's the goal of the center. And to achieve this, what we've tried to do is to close the gaps in other places where entrepreneurship is being taught, where there's either funding without training or there's training without access to markets. So this particular project is going to cover all the gaps, from entrepreneurship orientation and even personal leadership and values training to capacity building, create access to markets as well as access to funding, so that we close all the gaps and ensure that anybody who enters the system comes out successful and delivering on our objectives.
After the speeches, the MOU was signed by the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Olukayode Pitan, and representative of the Dean, Lagos Business School, Charles Ivenzo.
The chairman of the council is our own grandma here, Madam Evelyn Oputu. So let's clap for her. Another member is Mr. Mohammed Abdul Ganiyu. Then we have Dr. Ezekiel Oseni. We have Mr. Obaro Osa. We have Mrs. Iretulu Adaramola. We have Dr. Henrietta Onwogbuze. So we have Mr. Charles Ivenzo.
Chairman of Governing Council, Ms. Evelyn Oputu, commended the bank for the initiative.
I am very proud to be part of this initiative that you have started. Your tenure has shown that when God chooses to use people to do things and they agree to do them, all of the elements in the universe actually support them to do it. You have demonstrated from what you've done, your speech throughout, what you have talked about is the impact of utilizing the profits that you have made, not just to grow the bank alone, but to impact lives, the vulnerable in our society. We on the committee and the council appreciate what you've done, not for us, but for the vulnerable in society.
When Mr. Olukayode Pitan took over the mantle of leadership at the Bank of Industry, he made a strong commitment that the bank will intervene in various segments of the Nigerian economy to ensure all-inclusive economic growth and sustainable development. The inauguration is indeed one of the strong manifestations of this commitment. The BOI Impact Crew visited the trainees to see first-hand knowledge how the training is being conducted and to obtain feedback from the participants.
Having to see an opportunity to do a program in LBS where I won't pay, I wanted it and it only. So I have it written in my journal that the experience here is actually one of the best things that I would say happened to me and my business this year. Aside from the wealth of knowledge that we've tapped from these facilitators that have come to train us, the network of individuals here is powerful. So all I can say is appreciate BOI and tell them that this is not just going to be the end. this thing is birthing so many greatness that would come.
It was a very seamless process. Put in some like personal details, business details. Then there was also the part about also getting about 2 or so guarantors, right? I mean, end to end, it was a very seamless process. It's been a really practical and amazing experience because I mean I've attended a couple of trainings prior to now, and I'll be honest, none of them have been this intense, this practical. I mean, here we've been able to learn from not just teachers but industry experts, people that have been there, have done that, people that have actually built businesses. So when you're asking questions, they're giving you answers based on practical scenarios, not just theoretical. The knowledge I have gained here would be very helpful to the business, to my own business. Something I've been doing during this whole training has been that whenever we do case studies here, we analyze. I send it to my team to also analyze, and then we discuss. So it's almost like I'm transferring knowledge that I have here to the team. So I mean, that has been really, really helpful. And I want to say thank you to the Bank of Industry, thank you to LBS. This is definitely a very memorable training experience.
So the Bank of Industry has a proven track record of sincerity and focus. Sincerity in terms of seeking national economic development. And they have a strong track record of performance. So we tried our luck and it worked out. You know, so indeed, so we initially wanted the center to help our executives and MBAs, and they said they would help us do it so long as we extended the same quality of training to entrepreneurs who are not in LBS, beyond the LBS context. And we said yes. So this training is going to go to the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria.
I feel very fulfilled. This thing has impacted me and my business, not just me. Like each time I finish from class, I call my entrepreneur friends and tell them, look at this thing, look, this is what you have been missing from your business. Do this way, do this, and everybody around me is happy. How much more me that received it firsthand. This training is something that you know, like you need, but you don't know you need. But when you are here, you see that, okay, I know that after here, my business is going to take a whole turn, like 360. The things I've been taught during this, I realized that Nigeria has a lot of potentials and that has not been tapped from. How much more me? I know. I want to say thank you for the opportunity, for opening my eyes towards what Nigeria has, what I can achieve in this country to the world, like Nigeria to the world. Basically, that's my motto right now. Nigeria to the world, made in Nigeria for Nigerians, for Africans to the world.
The training experience has been fantastic in the sense that it's very practical, is very useful in the sense that as the training is going on, I'm applying. Even as the training has been going on, this was the first time I had to do a board of advisory meeting because we're told about governance and the rest that you must put a lot of structure in your place. This training has even made me to tailor my focus, the business focus, the niche. So before I was trying to make sure we do a lot, but now it has tailored into ensuring that we are focused on aspiring entrepreneur and startup entrepreneur within the first 5 years. So it helped me to tailor what we are doing and focus to getting our target market because of a course that we thought ACE matrix when we had to present our ACE matrix of our business. So this training to me has been a top-notch training so far. I'm so grateful to BOI for investing a lot in us and EIC. This investment will bet a lot of invention and innovation that will not only impact my immediate environment, it will impact next generation. So BOI, to me, you have done one of the best investments.
There's consequence, how you manage consequences. You are doing
discipline.
Discipline, there is a procedure. So people know that they will be guaranteed what fair hearing, all those things.
The gap this training is meant to fill is to provide premium quality entrepreneurship training and also ensure that the training is comprehensive. So we train the person to be someone of values, because if the person is not somebody of values or with no values, any training you give them will be used in the wrong direction. You cannot give something positive if you're not a positive person.
When the whole idea is on my head, I don't really know how to channel the process in achieving this goal. So what this training has done for me is that it helped me to see how best to scale the business, the risk that is involved, and the green flags, the best way to go about it. Bank of Industry has done well for us and for me.
BOI is like a savior to me, because if I wasn't exposed to this kind of program, I'm not sure my business will scale up. Like I will not be able to survive. Because at some point, I felt like because I was working day and night or working the next day, it's affecting my health. So which means as a creative person, you have this zeal, passion to create, and you are the only one delivering photography. You are the only one delivering animation. You are the only one delivering your, normal graphic design. So it was too much for me, and I know that there's a gap. So me, that was actually afraid to leave my business for just a day. You can imagine me coming to class like 2 months after, and I'm still active. There's nothing wrong with my business. I think the only problem I had then was that I do not understand corporate governance. I do not understand leadership. I do not understand teamwork. I do not understand how to be smart with your job. But this program came at a time of rescue. It came at a point where I needed to sit down and restructure things properly. And the right information that I needed was what I actually got in this program, which means BOI is my savior.
I wrote in my goals for this year that I wanted to attend LBS. So I've been following LBS on Facebook. I wanted to do OMP or some other program that would help me expand my business. And so I saw on Facebook that there was a scholarship. This very beautiful lady was inviting us for a scholarship that was powered by BOI, and the training was going to be for entrepreneurs whose business is impactful. I was like, click on it. So immediately I clicked and I filled the form. Over a month after, I got a mail that congratulations, you are shortlisted, and I was so excited about it. And this is almost 6 months down the line from when we filled the form. It's been a life-transforming journey. I feel very blessed. One word that captures this training is life-transforming. It's a transformational training. In the first 2 weeks of the training, we were given a new template to look at life, a new template to look at business, a new template to see how to run a business in Nigeria. I'm not one to jackpot, as in I have no plans to leave Nigeria. I love traveling. I'll come back. I believe I'm blessed to be a solution to the problems in Nigeria. But in the class, it was drilled down to being patriotic. You're running a business out of patriotism because you want your country to succeed and you know that you can contribute to it. I've heard so much about BOI before now. I've heard BOI is supporting businesses, BOI is helping to build industry. So I've heard that BOI is meant to support businesses. But I've always felt that you can only get the benefit from BOI if you have connections. I always felt like you can only get funding from BOI, or you can only benefit from government if you know somebody. But this program, I didn't know anybody in LBS. I didn't know anybody in BOI. I had no connections. I saw it on Facebook. I applied from Facebook. I got a call back.
It's an initiative that has what I've been looking out for, which is innovation. Since I'm working on deploying an innovative app in the agri space, coming to the EIC, I felt and I knew after I came here was a very good initiative that will help bring that initiative, that tech out. I like the fact that we had to apply digitally. Everything was done digitally. Request for identification and all of that also was done digitally. The ACE matrix That's one thing that blew my mind, helped me to filter what is necessary in my business, what are the unique selling propositions that the business have, what are the things that can enrich customer in terms of deploying either my physical product or the service product of the same item. So the training has been very, very awesome. Potential impact for me is one, the community that it has created for us, the network of group that we've just formed ourselves, that's one. Two, the quality of training that I've taken that can be utilized, implemented in what I am doing in particular. Three, also, well, it's also clear now that I have an access to a place where if I need funding to push the thing I'm doing, I can present my case and let it be looked at merit-wise, in which case if I merit it, I get the funding. So I don't have to be worrying about not having access to the right resources or access to the right institution that knows that what I have is credible to be funded. BOI has done greatly, immensely. This is awesome, to be frank. I imagine a situation where other institutions can just deploy this same principle they use in other sectors, even if it's not the entrepreneurial space. I'm sure within a space of 5 years, Nigeria will be transformed tremendously. Thumbs up seriously to BOI.
That brings us to the end of today's program, which clearly shows the developmental strides that are being taken by the management of the Bank of Industry. With all hands on deck, with the right attitude and bold determination, the challenges facing entrepreneurs across the country will be substantially resolved sooner than later. The program will be implemented in other geopolitical zones of the country, which are the Southeast, South-South, Northwest and North Central, where the next training will be taking place in Kwara State. For all of us at the Bank of Industry, we shall continue to support the federal government's efforts at transforming Nigeria's industrial sector into an industrialized one. In subsequent editions of the program, we shall bring you progress reports on this laudable project. For more information, please visit our website or check for updates on all our social media handles. Join us again, same time, same station next week for another edition of BOI Impact. I am Hadiza Olaoshibiko. Bye for now.